humans, welcome back to another video. If you're new, welcome. If you're old, welcome back. Today I'm just gonna be doing a get ready with me. I just have to go to work, nowhere special, but lately I just kind of haven't been in the best of spirits. So I'm just gonna do my makeup because doing my makeup makes me really happy. So yeah, that's what we're going to do today. But also while I'm doing my makeup, I'm actually gonna tell you guys about the experience of me working for Clinique. I worked for them, I think like 4 or 5 years ago. But yeah, if you want to continue watching this video about my experience working at Clinique and me doing my makeup, just continue watching. Okay, so I worked for, like I said, I think it was like 4 or 5 years ago. I'm pretty sure it was, so what is it, 2020? So it was like 6 years ago. There you go. It was like 6 years ago. When I worked for Clinique, and the only reason I actually even started working for them is because after my freshman year of college, well, technically my freshman year of college because my ass dropped out, but I wanted to stay. I went to school in North Dakota, but I wanted to stay in North Dakota because I just didn't want to move back home, and I had some stupid other reasons why. But I also wanted to do summer classes, so I got a job because I didn't want to stay in the dorms. I got 2 jobs actually. So I got a job at Foot Locker, and then I got a job at working at Clinique. So when I went in for this interview, I went in and I was feeling myself. I know I was feeling myself because I knew I looked bomb. I think I still have a picture. I'm gonna try to find the picture and I'll post it so I can show you guys exactly what I had on. And around that time I had just like learned how to fill in my eyebrows. I think I learned how to wear eyelash. Like I personally felt like I was doing the damn thing. Like nobody tell me nothing. I was popping, couldn't nobody tell me anything. So I went to this interview. I had an orange cardigan. I had like this white tank top and like a black maxi skirt. That's what I wore to the interview because I worked in North Dakota and nobody dressed business professional for interviews. So I was tired of dressing up for these damn interviews and like everybody else was coming in like jeans and a t-shirt. And I was like, oh hell no. So like I did business casual. So I still look professional, but like I wasn't coming in there with like a whole pencil skirt, blouse, sports jacket. Like sometimes I would, but pencil skirt, blouse, cardigan, and heels. Like I stopped doing it because nobody else was doing it. So I went in and I also had on sandals for this interview. I don't know who I thought it was, but I went in for this interview, and the manager who was doing my interview, before I even started the interview, I introduced myself, she introduced herself, and she just kept staring at me. I'm just in my head like, why are you staring at me? Like, what the heck? And she goes, she was like, I really, really like your makeup. And I was like, oh, thank you. And she was like, who did your makeup? And I was like, oh, I did it myself. And she was like, have you ever worked for like a makeup company or anything? And I was like, nope, YouTube, best friend, learned how to do my makeup on YouTube. Nobody taught me, well, technically nobody taught me, but YouTube, Beat Face Honey taught me, okay? She is the reason I kind of learned how to put my makeup on because my mom, she didn't really wear makeup like that. So like when I wanted to get into wearing makeup, I just went on YouTube and was like how to put on makeup. But I only wanted to look at like at black women, but also black women with my skin complexion as well, because like I have, clearly you guys can see, like I have a lot of dark spots. One, because when I was younger, I used to pop the hell out my pimples, and I have a whole bunch of scars. So I wanted to learn like how to even out my complexion, even out my tone, because I feel like my skin tone is like really uneven. But anyways, besides that, I'm getting off topic. But yeah, that's where I learned how to do my makeup. And she was like, oh, okay. She's like, have you ever considered doing makeup professionally or like doing it as a career? And I was like, no, not really. Like I want to be a doctor, because at the time when I was in school, I was going to school to be a OBGYN. Like that's what I wanted to do. That was my career. Little did I know my ass wasn't gonna be a doctor, okay, or a college graduate. But anyways, yeah, so I was like, no, I haven't, you know, never really considered it, because I also was not confident with how I did my makeup. I didn't think I knew what I was doing, but like I did a good enough job for me. So like, yeah, and she was like, I really want to consider you for to work for one of our makeup counters downstairs. We have a couple of openings, and I was, how old was I? I was 19 at the time, and she just like, you're the perfect age for this counter I want you to work for. And I was like, okay, like, I was like, cool, like, I can do makeup instead of having to fold freaking clothes all day. I was like, oh, this is gonna be it, because I didn't really want to be a sales associate, but like how much I was making at Foot Locker, I was making minimum wage at Foot Locker, and minimum wage in North Dakota was like, I think I was making like $5 an hour, because I was making minimum wage plus commission at Foot Locker. So like I wasn't making jack shit at Foot Locker, but I wanted to work at Foot Locker because I'm a sneakerhead. So I was like, dang, I want this discount, and the discount at Foot Locker was bomb. So I was like, I need to get another job. And yeah, so I was like, okay, cool. Like I can work at Herbergers doing makeup. I was like, I not only get commission, but like I was getting paid like $9 an hour. I was freaking 19. I thought I was making money. So, and I had another job, so couldn't nobody tell me nothing. So she was like, yeah, I'm gonna bring you downstairs. I want to introduce you to the manager of this counter. And she's like, and then when you get down there, I can, you know, explain to you the counter that you're gonna be working at and everything. So I went downstairs with this lady to the Clinique counter, and mind you, I had already heard of Clinique. I actually loved it because my mom earlier before that, my mom was using Clinique. Like we used to use the 3-step like, I don't even remember what it was called, but there's a 3-step face cleansing, the face cleansing system that we used to use for our skin. Well, my mom used to use it, and me and my sister used to use it because my mom used it, and it wasn't the proper one because it didn't help her skin, but I knew of Clinique. So I went down there and I talked to the lady, and you know, the manager introduced herself, and what was her name? I don't remember her name, but she was a redhead, so we're just gonna call her Redhead. She introduced herself. She was really, really nice. She was really cool. And I was like, I think I'm gonna like this. She introduced me to the other ladies at the different counters. So it was the Clinique counter, obviously. So they introduced me to it. They told me kind of like what Clinique was about and what they were looking for. So they were looking for a younger, someone my age, because Clinique was going for more of like, not the younger teenagers, but like the not middle age, but like the young adults. And Redhead wasn't like old, she was young. My makeup looks so textured, I hate it. It's okay. She was young, but like she just wasn't aging very well. I'll just say that. She did a lot of things in her life when she was younger that she wasn't aging well. So yeah, and then like they told me the uniform, I could wear all black. I was happy about that because that's what I wear on a constant, like on a daily. I love black. My whole closet is literally black. I have like some color because my family hates that I wear black so much. But I'm gonna put more foundation on. I want this. But yeah, so I could wear black, and then I just had to wear the doctor's coat because Clinique is like supposed to be clinical, dermatologist tested, all that. It's just, you know, they want you to think of clean, a doctor. So we had to wear this stupid ass white coat, which was really stupid because we're working with makeup. So like I always had makeup on my coat all the time. I had to wash it every day. I thought it was dumb. But yeah, so you had to wear that, and then I had to wear Clinique makeup. You know, I'm working for Clinique, I have to wear Clinique makeup. Or they said if I didn't have any, I just had to wear like colors, like eyeshadow colors or bronzer colors and such to This is really irritating me. So that it could look like I got it from Clinique, because, you know, we're supposed to be promoting Clinique. So yeah, so I got the job. I was all like, I think I can do this and everything, and they told me like I could come as I am. I had my nose pierced, I had nails, and yeah, I told them my schedule because I was going to summer classes, but also like a week after I started, they canceled my summer classes, so then I was just like full-time at work. So yeah, my first day, I went in and like I met the other young lady that worked there, and because I thought I was going to be the only person of color or the only minority, because it was all white people. I think there was only one other black girl that worked there, and she was the assistant manager in Herbergers. So I was kind of like the only black person. So I'm like, dang, I'm about to be working here with all these white people. There's not going to be anyone that's like my color working with me, or anyone that will be able to relate to me. And like, I knew that because I lived in freaking Fargo, North Dakota. There was maybe like 15 black people there already. So I went to my first day. I did my makeup. I was like, oh yeah, this is it. Like, I'm doing makeup. Like, this is cool. Like, I thought I was a shit. I told all my friends, like, yeah, I got this job. Like, come get your makeup done, blah, 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 all this and everything. So my first day I got to know the redhead more. And then like, I kind of got a vibe from her that the relationship between me and her wasn't going to be the best. So I had already kind of got the vibe, but I was like, you know, I'm not going to, not gonna judge it off of just like one experience. I'm gonna get to know her. So yeah, so where's my concealer? Oh man, I can't find my concealer. Oh, there it goes. So yeah, so my first day I got to know her a little bit more. She told me the ropes, but like 30 minutes into my first day, she was like, oh yeah, you can't have your nose pierced. I was like, why didn't you tell me that like when you were gassing me up to want to work here? She's like, can't have your nose pierced and you can't have nails. She's like, if you have nails, it has to be like super short. And I was one of those people, like, if I'm gonna have acrylic nails, I'm gonna have long nails. I'm not gonna waste my money getting acrylic nails if I'm going to just have them short, because at that point I could just grow my own damn nails out and do that. So I was like, oh, okay. So I had just got my nose pierced. I'm like, well, y'all not about to give me my money back for my nose piercing. So I found like this. Oh, so what I would do is I would get like an itty bitty nose ring, and I just would put makeup on top of it, and it just looked like I had a pimple on my nose because I wasn't taking my nose ring out. So yeah, and I didn't shorten my nails. I did just a little bit, but like they were still pretty long. I just got them a neutral color because she's like, you can't do reds, it has to be a color that Clinique sells, and Clinique sold nail polish, so it would either have to be like a ugly ass orange, pink, or purple, and I wasn't doing none of that. So so she told me that, and then like my hair was in braids at the time. Yep, because I got hired with box braids, and she was like, your hair needs to be in a bun. You can't wear it in a ponytail because it's, that's too long, and it's not like a natural. She just was doing the most. She basically was telling me like my braids weren't professional, and I was like, oh, okay. And at the time I just was gonna be like, I was just like, all right, because I kind of just needed the job so I can afford my apartment. So yeah, so I was just like, okay. So I was a little off. That kind of threw me off a little bit, because I'm just all like, if that was the case, ho, why didn't you tell me this, when I was asking you all these questions? I asked her if my nose ring would be okay, and she said yes. And I asked her if my nails would be okay, she said yes, because I know a lot of places in North Dakota wasn't with the nose rings and nails. So I made sure I asked, and she lied. So I was really pissed off about that. And then I met the other girl that worked there, and her name was Haley, and I love her. So I don't talk to her anymore, but like I still follow her on Instagram. She's doing amazing for herself. But there was this other girl named Haley who worked at the Clinique counter, and she was Indian. She wasn't Native American, she was like Indian. And I was like, okay, cool, there is another. She wasn't African American, but like I saw her as a woman of color, because like she was my skin tone, but like she was a minority, she wasn't white. And after the manager went on lunch, she was like, okay, so I'm just gonna give you the lowdown. She's like, I'm gonna tell you, she's like, I don't want you to base your how you feel about her off of what I'm saying, but I just want to let you know how she is. And she's just like, I see that you are a woman of color, and I'm just gonna give you a big heads up before you start working here, because she's like, I've been here for about 2-3 years, and it hasn't been the best experience working with redhead. So she told me basically like she's super racist, and she tries to be very cool. So like, you know, those people who are not black but try to act black so that they can seem relatable, or so that you can like them better rather than just acting like themselves. She was one of those people. And I don't necessarily know if there's a way to act black, but like she just would say things like, she'd like, oh yeah, homie, and I'm like, you don't have to say that, you can. So she would do stuff like that. And then she would say very racist comments and stuff like that. So like I hadn't experienced that, so I was like, okay, well, I'm not gonna, you know, prejudge her off of your experience with her, but thank you for the heads up. So she gave me that heads up, and then I got to introduce myself to the other lady. So there was the Clinique counter was on the right hand side, and then right in front of the Clinique counter was Estee Lauder, because Estee Lauder and Clinique are companies that are together. So I got to meet the ladies that worked over there, and there was an older lady and a younger lady, and I loved them. They were great. And then there was a Lancome area, and then after the Lancome area there was the perfume station. That's where I met one of we're not as close anymore, but like we're still friends, one of my friends there. And then there was a jewelry section and this other makeup station, but like I have no idea what it was called. I still didn't even know what it was really called when I worked there. It just was like, it was for older people. Like a lot of old ladies went to it. But if you were working, not everybody worked at the counter. So like what you would have to do is sometimes there would only be like, for instance, me working at the Clinique and then somebody working at the Lancome. And if someone wanted something at Estee Lauder, whoever got there first got to stay at Estee Lauder. So like I would always be on it, because one, Estee Lauder and Clinique were owned by the same company. So like it was only right that, you know, we helped out with that. But also, there was a lot. So when you worked at Clinique and you had 2 people working, it wasn't every other, which made sense, every other. But like the manager she would steal people. She'd be like, oh, well, I know her, so I feel like it should be mine. And I'd be like, no, okay, you know her, but this is my sale. So if you can introduce me to her, but like, baby, this is gonna be my sale. So like that was an issue we had for sure. And then also with like, when you're trying to sell the other counters, the other ladies, they just would be stealing sales. And like, I think they thought because I was younger, I wasn't with it. And they were in for a very rude awakening when I found out like, y'all not about to push me around, because that's just not gonna happen. And then I still was like, I was very immature at the time. So like, I was very, what am I trying to say? I have an attitude problem, and if I feel like you're pushing me around, I'm not really with stuff like that. So like I would definitely let them know, and they were like, oh. So they definitely saw me as the angry black lady when I was working there, because I used to cuss them people out all the time. I don't really do that no more. I choose my battles, but they got cussed out all the time. So I think I'm not using that. The first time I experienced that the redhead was super racist, or when I experienced the hey homie, or hey this black lady, this African American woman came in, and she didn't dress like the people in North Dakota. She was fly, honestly. But like, my manager wouldn't help her. She like ignored her because it was supposed to be her sale. So like she prejudged her because she was black. She wouldn't help her. She told me, she's like, she's not gonna buy anything, so you don't really have to waste your time with her. And I was just like, okay. So I went over there and introduced myself. You know, I did the spiel. I was like, what can I help you look for? And she's like, I'm looking for, you know, I think she wanted a foundation. And she was like, I'm also doing, oh, and we could do people's makeup. So you know how, like, for instance, you can go to MAC and get your makeup done, but you have to buy like $50 worth of stuff. So you could get your makeup done at Clinique, but you only had to buy like $25 worth of stuff. And she was like, I will also want my makeup done. I said, okay, yeah, I can do that for you. I said, let's just find you a good foundation, because that's what you came in here for, and then I can do your foundation, show you some looks that you can do. I think she was going out, and we only had like 3 places you can go out in North Dakota, so you didn't really have to do too much. So I was like, yeah, we can do your makeup, we can do like a soft neutral look, because she didn't wear a lot of makeup, and I was like, and I can show you like different ways to do like a cute look. And I think at the time I had a smoky eye. I had like just learned how to do a smoky eye, but I was learning how to do it with like browns instead of black. So yeah, I was doing her makeup and everything, and my manager like would come by and just like sit and stare at her, and then like would say like sly remarks like, she's not gonna buy anything, she'd be in my ear, and I'm like, I had to tell like, can you move? Because like, one, you're being very unprofessional, and I'm working with a client right now, like I just need you to move. So she was very like, she wasn't expecting that. So I did the lady's makeup, and I just treated her like a freaking human being, and I got to know her. She was really nice, really cool, did her makeup, she loved it, and she bought everything I had used on her face. So after she had left, my manager goes, she goes, how did you get her to buy all that stuff? I was like, I treat her like a human being. Like, don't judge a book by its cover. I'm like, not all black people are ghetto or are just gonna come so they can get there. I was like, don't treat people like, treat her like how everybody else is. I'm just like, that white lady you were just working with didn't buy shit from you, but you just did her makeup and did all this stuff, and she didn't buy anything. I was like, but you could have worked with this African American woman who was trying to get help from you, but because you were ignoring her because she was black, like, so that was a very big problem for me. She did a lot. So I went to HR and I let them know, like, hey, you know, this is a big going on issue with me. I don't like this, and I don't know if I'm gonna be able to work for this company and work here with her if this is how like you guys are, because that's not, you know, that's not cool. Like, treat everybody the way that you want to be treated. So so there was that. There was also like another issue with our counter was in front of the Michael Kors, like the designer person. So it was in front of the Michael Kors station. I think we also had a Coach station, and there was something else, but it was right smack dab in front of Michael Kors. So like, there was the cleaning counter, right in front of it was Michael Kors. And every time black people would go look at the counter, she would call up loss prevention over all the time. Like, all the time she'd be like, I have some suspicious people over at the Michael Kors counter, I need someone over here immediately. And like, all they would be doing is looking at stuff. Wouldn't have even stealing, wouldn't doing anything, just looking at it. And she would call loss prevention all the time. And there was this one time where she was staring at this black family, and they noticed that she was staring at her, and they got her together. They cussed her clean out because she just, one, was staring at them, and then she called loss prevention, and she was making it known that she was calling loss prevention or that she was racially profiling them. And they came over and started cussing her out, and she looked at me like, are you gonna help me? And I was like, bitch, no. Excuse my language, but I'm just like, you need to be cussed out, and I hope they beat you up. That's basically what I told her. And she was like, that's not professional. She was really mad because that lady almost beat her the hell up, and I was just watching like, you need to get beat up, you need your ass beat, you need a good ass whooping just to know that like what you're doing is wrong. So the lady didn't beat her up. They actually gave the woman a discount on all of her clothes for being racially profiled, because my manager was a dickhead racially profiling these people. So that was a huge problem too. I also couldn't afford to pay for Clinique, so they made it seem like they were going to be giving me a whole bunch of makeup so that I could be able to wear their makeup, because that's what they wanted me to wear, and I couldn't afford it. So I just used my drugstore makeup and tried to, you know, use the light colors like they said, and just whenever people were like, oh, what are you wearing, I would make sure I knew the color that I had on my face, or like the kind of foundation I had, so I can compare and show people like I was doing my job. I was doing exactly what they told me to do when I got freaking hired. And like, she just always made a problem out of everything that I did. So like, basically what Haley was saying, the lady I was working with, like all started coming true. And what everybody else in the other counters were telling me was all coming true. Like, she just was really weird and super racist, and I didn't like it. So like, she always complained. She got HR on me and told them that like I'm not using the products, I'm not selling the products, or whenever like the Estee Lauder or the Lancome people would like give me samples of stuff to wear, she would yell like she's allowing them to, you know, give her stuff and everything. And what else? Oh, we had lockers that were downstairs, and she would always go in my locker. She'd be like, why do you have this in your locker? Why do you have this type of makeup? And I'm like, why the hell are you in my stuff? So like, there was an invasion of privacy. She just was weird. And I would tell my manager, and I'm just like, you need to figure this out, because she's going to, I basically had to tell Layla, like, I'm gonna put my hands on her, and I don't think you guys want that. And I like working here, like I like working with the other ladies, but I can't work for this lady no more, because she just be doing too much. And I'm just like, and at a certain point, a person can only take so much, and I'm gonna beat the crap out of her. So they talked to her, she kind of changed a little bit, and then like, so they can get off her back, and then she started it again. And I had this black manager who worked, and my black manager was working at the time. And she had said, what did she say? There was a day I was getting a lot of black people were coming in, and they were saying like, we want her to do my makeup. I want her to do my makeup. I want her to do my makeup. Like, I'll wait for her. I'll wait for her. And she was getting super mad. So she assumed that all of the people that were coming in were my friends, because they just wanted me to do their makeup. But like, I just feel like there were just a whole bunch of African American women who just wanted someone that looked like them to do their makeup. Because like, when I go into Ulta or Sephora or go to any makeup counter, 9 times out of 10, I'm going to want an African American person to do my makeup. One, because they look like me. They're gonna know how to, 9 times out of 10, know how to match my foundation, because I don't know how to do that. I'm pretty sure that my foundation that I have on right now is not the same color. Like, I still am very, very bad at trying to find my own colored foundation for myself. But like, they're gonna know the type of look that I'm going for, like what I like. So I understood, and I'm just all like, you can't be mad that these women don't want you to do their makeup. Like, it's not like they're not being mean. They just want someone that looks like them to do their makeup. Like, it's not that big of a deal. And she made a huge big deal out of it. Like, she was making it seem like I was trying to steal all clients. I didn't want her to get any sales or anything. And so she came, so when someone left, she was just all like, I don't appreciate you and your ghetto friends coming up here trying to, you know, have it so that you can have all the sales. And I was like, excuse me? I was like, first of all, I don't know any of these people that are coming in. I'm just like, and where the hell did the word ghetto come from? I'm just all like, are you saying that we're ghetto because we're black? Or I'm just like, because nobody was ghetto that came in. I'm just like, I don't, and I'm not friends with them. It just was bad. We got into a big argument, and then she said, I don't remember what she said, but she said something and the black manager was in the shoe area across from the store, and she heard the tone in my voice and immediately came over, like, because she knew, like, I was gonna beat that lady's ass, because I was just like, you're not about to keep talking to me this way, you're not about to keep treating me this way, like, I don't like what you're doing, I don't like it at all, and if they're not gonna do nothing, I'm just gonna beat the shit out of you, and then we'll figure it out. That black lady came over there so fast, and she's like, Kiana, no, it's not worth it. I said, you guys need to get this lady in check, because she's gonna get beat up. I'm like, and if it's not by me, I'm like, it's gonna be a whole bunch of black people up here tomorrow that's gonna beat her up, because I have friends, like, and I had friends in North Dakota that didn't care about life at all, that was okay with going to jail. So I'm just all like, she's gonna get beat up, and y'all need to get her, and let her know, like, that's not how you talk to people. Like, you don't talk to people like that. Like, you don't treat people. I'm like, I don't even know why she works here or why she still has a job. So I had to leave for the day, and yeah, it was bad. But also with working for Clinique, we would have to go to these workshops so we could learn the different techniques, the different products that they were showing us, and everything. So we went to this class right after, like 2 days later, after I had told this lady I was gonna beat her the hell up. And we went, and I went like nothing had happened. And mind you, she was terrified of me because all that had happened. And when we went, we got to meet the new manager that was over this region of Clinique. And the woman, she would be coming in and checking on all the like checking in on all the stores and everything, and we were meeting her, and this lady was black, like thoroughbred black, like she was from the South black. And I had never in my life been so excited. I was so happy because my manager's jaw literally dropped when she saw that lady. So yeah, so we got a new black manager, like regional manager, and I was like, okay, well, I'm not gonna quit yet, because I'm gonna talk to this lady and see, like, what are we gonna do to fix this, because I like working for the company, but I don't like working for this lady. And the people that I work for at Herbergers don't seem to see the issue or see the problem. So yeah, so you know, we did the workshop and everything, and at the end we got to mingle and talk. So I made sure I brought my ass over to that black lady and I talked to her. But as I was about to get to the nitty gritty of the problem, because I wanted to get to know her, she wanted to get to know me, I wanted to get to know where she was from, my manager came over right when, I'm gonna do this right now, yeah, right when I was about to, like, basically tell her, like, so my manager's racist. And I didn't get to say it because my manager came over like, oh, what are we talking about? I just looked at her like, bitch, you know what we're talking about, like, move. So I didn't get to talk to her because my manager came in and interrupted it, and she was like, actually, Kiana, like, I actually really do need to talk to your manager real quick. So I had to walk away and everything, and I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna talk to this lady, like, I don't care. So for like another month, everything was cool. She didn't say anything to me, I didn't say anything to her, everything was fine. Like, we were very cordial, very business professional, but like, she knew not to talk to me. Like, if you don't have anything to talk to me that has to do with work, don't talk to me, because I hate you and I don't want to work for you, and I just don't want you to talk to me because you don't talk to people. So that's kind of how our business relationship was. I didn't talk to her, I didn't do anything. So like, at that point, working for Clinique sucked. I hated it because she just sucked. She made the experience just terrible. Like, I had never experienced that ever in my life. My first job was in Maple Grove in Minnesota, and like, even though, do I want to do this right now? No, I don't. Even though the people that I worked with were like mostly white, like, I just had never experienced that in my life, and I didn't like it. I didn't feel like I had to work for a company that was doing all that. And my best friend was like, bro, you don't need to work there no more. Like, just quit. There's so many jobs out here. But like, I liked working for Clinique, and also I liked doing makeup on people. So I'm like, dang, I kind of want to work here because I kind of want to do makeup on people. Like, I wouldn't mind doing this all the time. So yeah, so there was that. So that's why I stuck with it. But also, the HR manager was going to move me from Clinique to Estee Lauder. No, from Clinique to Lancome, because I actually really liked Lancome's products. Because Clinique was like, it was the clinical stuff, but like, they didn't have a wide range of foundations. So like, I could never find my foundation color. They had all these super bright, girly ass colors. They didn't do a lot of like neutrals. They didn't have liquid liner. They didn't have, like, you couldn't use eyelashes. They just didn't have like what I liked. So I liked the Lancome counter. Also, I liked the Lancome manager. First of all, she was super nice. She treated me nicely, but she hated my manager. So I was like, oh yeah, I really want to work here if you hate this lady. But yeah, so I was in the process of doing that, and I couldn't because my manager had just made up some bullshit as to why I couldn't do that. So I didn't go and work for Lancome. I was actually really sad about that. But like a month later, the regional manager came to the counter, and my manager had forgotten what she looked like, I guess. I don't know. But I remembered her because I was like, I remember faces. So when she came up, when she was coming to the counter, I had saw her and I said, oh, today's the day. I am going to be able to talk to this lady and let her know how terrible this woman is. And she hadn't even gotten up to the counter, okay, yet, and my manager was racially profiling her. Like, when I say she didn't remember this woman at all, racially profiling her, wasn't helping her. And the regional manager didn't have on the Clinique coat. She just had on like a black outfit, and her makeup was on point. Like, her makeup was bomb. So she was coming to teach us a technique, and I think that's when people started highlighting and contouring. So she was coming to teach us the Clinique technique to do highlighting and contouring using bronzer. So she had came because her face was highlighted and contoured. It was really nice. I was like, oh, I've never seen a technique like that before. So she had walked up to the counter, and I had went up and spoken to her. My manager hadn't noticed her yet. Hadn't noticed that she got to the counter, but I was like, hey, she's like, I'm not here for you. She's like, but don't tell your manager that I'm here. I'm like, oh, okay. So she was looking at the counter as if she was like a prospective customer, somebody that was trying to buy things. She just looked like a regular person. She didn't look like she was coming to work because she didn't have that coat on. So I had walked away and went to the Lancome counter because I can see everything at the Lancome counter because I wanted to see what the hell was gonna happen. So we went to the counter. No, I went to the counter, and the manager is like looking at everything, and she's asking questions, and my manager goes, she's like, do you think that you could, color match me for one of your foundations? And one of my dumbass manager was just like, oh, I think this foundation might be a little too expensive for you. And I was like, no, this bitch did not. And then the manager was like, oh, well, that's not what I asked you. Do you think you could help me color match? And like, she just would not help her at all. And yeah, it was really bad. So she wouldn't help her, and then she's just all like, yeah, I just don't think you'll be able to afford anything over here, so I just don't want to waste my time. So that was just kind of the attitude that she had. So then by that point I had walked over because I'm like, oh, you're about to get fired. So I had walked over, and the manager and I had walked over, and I said, "Oh, hey, miss," because I was taught that like you put a handle on everybody's name. So I had said her name. I was like, "Miss," and then my manager was like, "I'm so," and the manager's like, you don't even have to say anything. She's just like, "Just meet me upstairs in the HR office." And yeah, so that's what happened with that. But her ass didn't get fired, because the people that I worked for were fucking racist, and they didn't see fit that she was doing anything wrong. So she didn't get fired, but she got fired from the Clinique counter, so she couldn't work for Clinique anymore. But they moved her to a different counter. So at that point, after that, I had quit, because I'm just like, I don't want to work for a company like that is just okay with that. Yeah, like she literally just told the lady, like, "I'm not gonna help you because I don't feel like you can afford it." And mind you, Clinique ain't expensive. The foundation is what, $20-$30. They can be up there, like their skincare, like their serums and stuff is expensive as shit. But regardless, if it's expensive or not expensive, she should have never been like, "Oh, well, I think this is too expensive for you, so I'm not gonna help you." Like, you don't fucking treat people like that. So yeah, so that was my experience working at Clinique. I hated it there. Like, the company, I actually really liked working for the company, but that lady was the devil, like the devil spawn. And I hadn't really, like I said, I hadn't really experienced a lot of racist people like I had, or not racist people, like experience working with racist people, but I had really heard like some horror stories. But yeah, so I had told the other girl, and they're like, "I totally understand where you're coming from," because she had quit, because she was like, "Yeah, I can't do this no more. I'm gonna kill this lady." Because there was multiple times where she was gonna fight her, because she just needed her ass beat and nobody wanted to whoop her ass. So I had stopped working there, because I was like, I don't really want to work for a company that's like okay with this. So I stopped working there. I was very happy about myself working there, but I did encounter this lady 3 other times. I had went, because I would go back to, where's my eyebrow? Oh, there it goes. I had gone back and forth to Herbergers because I did really enjoy working with the ladies, the other ladies at the other counters, and I had started wearing Estee Lauder because they didn't have a MAC in North Dakota. They had fucking Clinique, Estee Lauder, Lancome, and Bare Minerals. They didn't even have a Sephora out there, because I don't think they had a JCPenney's out there. But I could never get a full coverage foundation, and I still kind of feel this way. I don't believe in buying makeup online. Like, I have to touch it, feel it, look at it. Well, now freaking COVID, I can't do any of that, so I had to humble myself and buy stuff online. But dang, do I like my eyebrows? Not really, but I don't feel like redoing them. But yeah, so I would go in there all the time, and every time I went in, I made sure I didn't work on the day that she worked. I think her name was Kirsten. Yeah, it was Kirsten. I made sure like she wasn't working, so I would always call the Estee Lauder counter like, "Hey," and the lady I would always go to was Heidi. I was like, "Hey Heidi, is Kirsten in?" She's like, "No." I was like, "Cool, I'm gonna come in and stock up on my foundation." And I used Lancome's eyeliner. No, their mascara. They had this bomb mascara, and I don't remember what it was called, but it was a $40 mascara, and I loved it. Like, loved it. I don't use it no more because baby girl and I use Maybelline, the Colossal Big Shot, the Makeup Shade one, because I'm not spending $30 on mascara no more. But that was my favorite mascara to use. But yeah, so I would always go in and stock up on my stuff. And there's one day, I had called Heidi and I was like, hey, is Kirsten there? And Heidi was like, no. So I went in and I was talking for a long time because there was this one lady who worked at the Lancome area, and I loved talking to her just because like I liked learning about her religion. So she was a Jehovah's Witness. Excuse me. She was a Jehovah's Witness, and I had never actually spoken to anyone who was a Jehovah's Witness, because whenever they came to the house, my mom would be like, no, get away from my house. So there was two. There was one that worked, I just spit all over myself. There was one that worked for Estee Lauder. Then there was also one that worked for Lancome. And the one that worked for Estee Lauder was like a full-blown Jehovah's Witness. Like, did everything, listened. And the one that worked at Lancome had kind of like gotten shunned from the Jehovah's Witness, I guess. So like, what did she tell me? Oh, she didn't love her husband anymore. Like, one, he used to beat the hell out of her, so she wanted a divorce, and because she filed for divorce, they like shunned her. But also, her husband was beating her and cheating on her. She's cheated on him. She cheated on him with a black guy. And they just was like, oh hell no. So they shunned her, and I always like to ask how she was doing, because they shunned her, so she wasn't allowed to see her daughter. She wasn't allowed to see her kids. Like, they just like treated her like they didn't even know who she was. Like, her family did, because her family was Jehovah's Witness. And I was like, oh, this is not right. Like, this isn't cool. What the heck? Why are you in this religion? Like, what in the world? Like, that's how I felt. Like, I wasn't trying to judge it, but I'm like, god damn, like, people make mistakes, but like, why would you want your child to stay in a relationship with somebody who treats them like that, or who cheats on them, like, who dogs the hell out of them? So I always went to go check up on her. But anyways, I'm going off the topic. But I had went in and went to go stock up on my stuff and talk to the ladies and check up on the ladies. And guess who the hell walked in? Fucking Kirsten. Excuse me, that was a F-bomb, my bad. But Kirsten walked in, and I was like, oh, I don't want to deal with this lady today. I'm having a good day. I just don't want to have to deal with her. I don't want her to try to talk to me, and like, yeah. So, big pet peeve of mine, I hate it when white people come up to me and they're like, hey homie, hey girl, like, to try to feel like they're relatable. Or I just don't like that. Like, I just would rather you talk to me like you normally talk to me, or like talk to me like you normally talk to your friends. Like, oh hey, how are you doing? No, hey homie, like, what's up homie? Like, she pounded like, what's up homie? And I was like, no, don't do that. So she came up and was all like, hey homie, what's up homie? And pounded me, and I was just like, hey Kirsten. And she was just like trying to talk to me, and I was just like, Kirsten, what do you want? And she was like, oh, like, I just wanted to see why you're here. I was like, oh, because I'm a guest. Like, I'm a customer buying, like, product. And she was like, you don't want to get anything from the Clinique? I said, no, I don't. She's just like, oh. She's like, okay. I was like, you don't even work for them anymore. You work for Lancome, so why are you bothering me? Well, she's like, well, are you gonna get some Lancome products? I said I was, but I'm not no more, because I definitely don't want you to get the sale. I'm like, so I'm gonna have Heidi go get my Lancome products, because I don't want you to get no type of commission off of me, because I don't like you. And she had said something that was real disrespectful, and I was like, all right, so today's gonna be the, oh fuck me, damn, no. I was like, okay, so today's gonna be the day I beat Kirsten's ass, because she had said something that was extremely disrespectful, and I was just like, all right, so no one has beat your ass yet, and you're not about to disrespect me. So I had dropped all my bags, I had took all my stuff off, and I was just like, I was like, I'm about to beat your ass. And she screamed, and she's like, security. And the loss prevention guy loved me. Like, He loved me. He was super nice. So he came over and he's like, oh, hey, Kiana. I was like, hey. He's like, what's the problem? I'm like, I'm about to beat Kirsten's ass because I'm tired of her disrespecting me. And the way that she talks to me, like, I was like, I'm over it. Like, I'm not gonna deal with this anymore. I was like, and no one should have to deal with this. I was like, I don't understand why she's still hired here, and some more stuff. And she's just like, you need to arrest her. She's trying to harm me, and some more shit. And my ignorant ass was like, I sure am trying to beat your ass, being the ignorant person that I was. And yeah, so he just was like, Kiana, just go home. I was like, okay. So I went home, and I never stepped foot in Herbergers again, because I was like, I'm not about to keep going there. And this lady continued harassing me, cause like I wasn't even bothering her. She came over and started bothering me, and I was like, why are you bothering me? Like, leave me alone. So I just didn't go to Herbergers no more. I just decided to go to there was a Macy's, so I just went to the Macy's and got the Estee Lauder and stuff out of the Macy's. But the Macy's people will complain about her too, because she's weird. So I started working at Clinique. Not Clinique, shit. I started working at Best Buy. And she had came in one day at Best Buy, and she wanted a damn TV. I worked at the home theater area. She wanted a TV, and she came in. I'm just like, this fucking lady is following me. Like, she won't leave me alone. And I was the only person in the home theater area, so I had to help her. Like, I had to help her. It was my job. Could not help her. So I went over, and I was just like, hi, how are you doing? I just acted like I didn't know who she was. And she's like, oh, hey, Kiana. I was like, hey, girlfriend. Like, how can I help you today? What are we looking for? Like, being professional, doing my damn job. Cause, you know, I actually liked that job. I was getting paid quite a bit working there. And she was like, well, she's like, I'm in the home theater area, so what do you think I'm looking for? And I was like, all right, so this is how this is about to fucking go. So I was like, okay, so you're looking for a TV. What kind of TV are you looking for? She's like, I don't really know. And saying some more bullshit. And then I was like, can I show you some of the TVs? And this bitch was like, I don't really want your kind to show me TVs. And I was like, all right, so I'm about to beat your ass. So I left. I got my manager. I said, I have to go. And he's like, well, why? I'm just all like, there's this lady who's super racist, and she just told me she didn't want my kind selling her a TV. I was like, and I'm not about to deal with that. I just want to go home. So he was like, oh, no, we're not going to deal with that either. So he's like, just show me who the lady is. My manager was black. So we found her, and she was like, I said I didn't want your kind helping me, so why would you bring him over? And he's like, oh, you can leave Best Buy. And he's like, and actually never come back, because now we're going to put a trespassing letter to you. And she was like, excuse me? She's like, this is how you treat your guests? He's like, well, yeah, this is how we treat racists. Like, we don't have to deal with you or deal with that. Baby, she was pissed. She was so mad. I was so happy because I was working for a company that cared. One, he was black, so I knew he was gonna care. But like, that cared. And I was working at Herbergers, they didn't freaking care about the fact that that lady was racist, or like that she was harassing me all the time, or that she was being rude. Like, they just didn't care. So like, I was really appreciative. Like, I loved working at that job. I was super sad when I had to leave, but like, I loved working at that job because like, I like working for companies who care about their employees, or like, you know, who are looking out for their best interests. They're just not like, you know, an employee to you. They're someone, you know, you care about them. So yeah, so I really appreciated that. And I was just like, oh my gosh, like, I have experienced someone having my back, because I loved working at Foot Locker. My Foot Locker manager was black, and every time I had to deal with that there, he was like, oh yeah, y'all gotta go. So I really like appreciated that. That manager had did that for me. Where's my blending brush? So yeah, so that was the second time I had met her. I had encountered her. And the third time, I was getting my damn nails done. And the third time I saw her was like 2-3 years later. And I was getting my nails done, and we went to the same nail shop because everybody went to this nail shop in the mall because they were the only ones that knew how to do coffin style nails. Like, the other nail shops hadn't really gotten in tune with like the nails that people were doing now, and my allergies are killing me. Like, I'm tired of sniffling like this. So yeah, so I would always go to this place, and she I was getting my nails done, and she sat right next to me, but I didn't notice because I was in my phone. I was talking to the nail lady, and this bitch was like she sat next to me. She didn't say anything. I didn't say anything because I didn't notice her. What do I want to do? I think I want to, do I have, oh, I do. Is this gonna look right? I don't know, we're gonna see. And I was minding my freaking business, getting my nails done, and oh, that's gonna, oh, I like that. Okay. Mind you, I just still don't know what I'm doing when I do my makeup. I just be doing shit. So yeah, so I was getting my nails done, and I stopped getting coffin. I had started doing stiletto because I could text better and type better with stiletto, and at Best Buy I had to type a lot of stuff. Like when I would sell a TV, you would have to like put in this type of information, and also like when you were giving people what am I trying to say, when not giving people, but when you were selling the insurance, you had to like put their information. So like I couldn't type with coffin nails. Like I know how to do it now, but I just couldn't do it. I couldn't figure it out, and like texting was trash. It was really hard for me to text. So I stopped getting coffin. I started getting stiletto, and this woman said, so I see you still are getting them ghetto nails, and I was like, oh hell no. So the Asian, she was Asian, my nail tech was like, what did you just say to her? And she's like, well, I wasn't talking to you. And she had repeated it again. I said, Kirsten, please stop talking to me. I'm just like, just don't say anything to me, like at all. And she stopped talking. But then the color I got was black, and I got like some designs. And then she said, oh, and you're still getting the ghetto designs. And I was just so fed up with her. I punched her in the face. Like at that point, I literally just punched her in the face. And like the lady that was doing my nails was like, she just sat there and looked. She's like, I'm not calling people on you. Like, I don't care. So I had punched the lady in the face, and I had just finished getting my nails done because I would get gel nail polish. And I was just waiting until she was done, and she finished. I paid the lady, and I punched Kirsten right in her mother flipping mouth, and I left. And I never saw the lady ever again. But yeah, that was my experience working for Clinique. And I've never told anybody about the time that I punched that lady in the face, because I wasn't trying to go to fucking jail because of it. So I just like kept it to myself because she definitely tried to report me. But everybody that was at the nail shop was just like, I didn't see anything. And I kept going back to the nail shop. And yeah, it was a lot. I hated working there. So yeah, that was my experience working for Clinique. I liked the company. Hated my manager. Like, I hated everything about her. She freaking sucked. She was literally the worst human being in the world. And I was just like, why are you such a bigot? Like, why do you have to be like this? Like, I don't be doing nothing to you. I don't be bothering you. And then like, here's the thing, like I didn't understand like why every time she saw me in public, I don't like my eyes, but it's okay, whatever. I think I'll figure it out. Where every time she saw me in public, she felt the need to say something to me all the time. But she did. Like, I feel like it would brighten her day when she would harass me all the time, because she would always do it. I don't know. But yeah, I hated that lady. I don't be trying to wish ill things on people, but I always wanted her to get hit by a car. Like, every day. I'd be like, I hope you get hit by a car. Do I like you, makeup? No, I don't really like you. I'm not redoing you though. What can I do to make you better? Ooh, I think I might do a cut crease, so I'll wipe this pink here off. We're gonna figure this out. Like I said, still don't be knowing what I'm doing, so I never know why people still want me to do their makeup. Like, oh my god, can you do my makeup? I'm just like, there's so many bomb makeup artists out here in the world that you can get to do your makeup. I don't know why you want me to do your makeup, because I don't know what I'm doing. I just be throwing stuff on. Like, I hear people all the time like, you should go on YouTube and do like makeup tutorials. I'm like, no. I'll go on YouTube and do get ready with me. There's something in my eye, but I was like, I'm not doing a tutorial because I don't feel like I know what I'm doing. Oh, that's not a straight line. All right, there we go. But yeah, I don't know what I'm doing. Half the time I don't know what I'm doing. So yeah, I might. I'm thinking about it. I don't know. I think I'm gonna put that pink color I had on there back on, but I'm going to put glitter on it. I think I like that better. But I have that so high now. I feel like I have to make this one high. Whatever. But yeah, that was my experience working at Clinique. I like the company. Like, Clinique hated Herbergers and hated Kirsten. Yep, that was her name. Yep, that was her name. She was a redhead. She was a freaking crackhead, dude. She would be high as shit all the time when she was at work. And I'd be like, lady, why are you acting like this? Like, she would be sweating and she'd be super high for all the time, and her nose would be running. And I'd be like, Kirsten, your nose is running. She's like, oh, it is? I'm like, yeah, your nose is running. Like, go freaking handle that. And like, at one point in time, I felt really, really bad for her, because I had like found out like she didn't come up from a nice family. Like, her parents used to beat the hell out of her. Her brother beats the crap out of her. Her current boyfriend at the time would like my allergies. But her current boyfriend at the time would like beat the crap out of her too. So like, I would feel bad for her, and like, I would try to like her, and then we would be doing good for a couple of days, and then her ass would do something that pissed me off. She'd be super freaking racist all the time. No, I don't want to do that. I want to blend it out. There we go. But yeah, so she just like, I don't know, she sucked. Like, really, really bad. But at the time, I like really I really needed the job because I had this apartment, and I'm like, quit this job, I'm not gonna be able to afford this apartment, and then I'm gonna have to go back home. I don't want to go back home. I enjoyed living all by myself. I had to go back home anyways 2 years later, but that's a side point. I just lost this brush I was using. Why am I like this? Dang, I really did lose it. Oh, it's up. It's right here. But yeah, hated working there. So now every time I see like, I go to Ulta and I be seeing the Clinique people, I just think I want to go over there. Cause I don't like that. We're gonna figure this out. I think I'm gonna blend that out. But I would still use their 3-step thing. I think I put my cut crease too high. I did. Okay. But yeah, I would still use their skincare products because it had blessed my skin, because I break out really, really bad like all the time. I don't want to say I have bad skin. I just am prone to breakouts. I have very oily skin and I'm very prone to breakouts, but I'm more prone to breakouts when I don't wash my face. So I felt like only Clinique would work for my face because like I was consistently washing my face all the time when I was working there, just because like I was taking better care of my skin at the time. I don't know. So, but like I was still using their skincare, so I would always go in and get their skincare. And I think I was using the acne solutions, and it was really like working for my skin, but I stopped using it because then I think I don't know what happened, but like it stopped working. So I stopped using it. Yeah, now I just don't even be walking over there. Every time a Clinique person tries to talk to me and I go to Ulta, I'm like, I'm okay, I'm alright. I don't want it. Cause I feel like I'm just like slightly traumatized. The lady sucked. I wonder how she's doing though. Like, she was a terrible person, but I want to know how her life is now. Let me go ahead and finish my makeup. I kind of did the most today. Oh, do I put my eyeliner on now? No, I'm gonna do it later. Oh, my allergies are kicking my ass. You guys, fall is coming. We already don't feel like it's here, but fall is coming because my allergies are kicking my ass. My mom used to call me her little weather person because whenever my allergies would act up, she knew the season was changing. And I know for a fact the seasons are changing right now because my allergies are kicking my tail. Do I want to wear eyeliner today? No, not really. Yeah, I don't think I need to put eyeliner on this. I'm just gonna put mascara on and finish it out. And put some eyelashes on. Yeah, put some eyelashes. Yeah, I'm gonna put those on. Do I have my scissors though? I don't have my scissors. No. Okay, I'll be back. Okay, so this is the finished look, and I'm stupid and I thought I was recording the whole time, and guess what I wasn't doing? Recording. So I put my eyelashes on, I did my highlighter, and I did my blush. I think I did more of like a bronzy blush, but my blush, my highlighter, my lip off camera because I'm stupid and I thought I was recording. But yeah, this is the finished look, and I also realized that this video is gonna be so long. So like, if you guys watch until the end, I love you, because I think this is an hour-long video. But I'll try to shorten it up. I don't know. But yeah, so that's my experience working at Clinique. I think I've said like 10 times, I liked working for Clinique, hated Kirsten though, like hated her guts. But yeah, that's pretty much how it is. But yeah, this is the end look, and I actually kind of really like it. I'm not gonna lie, I like feel like it all got put together like with the bottom shadow. But yeah, I'm doing a lot, and my manager's gonna be like, oh, where do you think you're going? But I know I look bomb. Can't nobody tell me nothing. And like I said, doing my makeup makes me feel really, really good. Because I was in a really bad mood yesterday, and like the last 2 weeks, that's why I kind of haven't really been posting anything, because I just haven't really been feeling it. But baby girl. Anyways, thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in another video. Bye, humans.